Welcome everyone that is here today. Today we're doing Stockist Training Day 2. Yesterday we explained a few fundamentals about what to do when you're a stockist, the fact that you have exclusive access to the stockist uh, dashboard. So you have dashboard, you have stockist, you have latest news, you have a lot of things on your side. Work in your once you enter into your members area, and if you're a stockist, once you click on stockist, it reveals purchase GMX multiple months, purchase special GMX, view e-pin, assign e-pin, purchase history, rewards, and your product points and withdrawals. Now this is going to be done for 3 days. This is day 2. And yesterday we covered how to make purchases, where we explained, how to know when your purchase has gone through. And I showed you the back office as well to give you an idea of what happens at the back office when you have made your request, and why you need to put the comments about the products you want, the product labels for the products you want, and where you want to pick up the products, because this will help the person who is administering ensure that your products can get across to you. So today, we're not going to go back to what we've done. We're going to look at two key elements here. We'll try and cover as much as we can in the course of 30 minutes. Okay, so I'm loading this page where that shows us, purchase, multiple month purchase. And I hope that the link in the office that I'm using is good enough to carry what we want to do today. Let me ensure that I will log into this page as well, so that I can show you what it looks like at the back office if I need to as well. So this is loading. Okay, this has loaded. That means something strange is happening here. Let me stop it and reload it. Shouldn't be that shouldn't be that difficult. Good. So it takes us to the page, and on this page you have the account details for Grey Mondays, for GT Bank, and for Sterling. So in case you don't know the account numbers, you can easily copy it from here. Now this particular page is used when you have a team member who wants to buy products over a space of a number of months. So for example, I have a team member by the name Fouché who wants to buy GMX N10 S1. Okay, that's the 7,500 naira to 500 millimeters, and she wants to do it for the next 12 months. And why do you do this like this? It's not because you don't want to buy in the next 12 months, it's because you don't want to worry about being active or inactive over the course of the next 12 months. Okay, you can sell the products immediately, but you want to ensure that rather than worry about being am I active or not active, you've cleared that part, and you're always active. So total number of packs it wants. So you can say one pack. Actually, we can say we select one pack per month, and I select 12 months. So I want to cover 12 months, and I want to start from the month of May. So from this month of May, it will take you for the next 12 months. This will be 90,000 naira. Total PV is 24 because it's 2 PV each. And the bank, I'm paying through the bank, or am I paying in my wallet? I'm paying through the bank. And which of the banks is GT Banks. GT Bank, he puts the account details there. How much did I transfer there? I transferred 90,000 naira. What are the payment details? I am paying, I did the bank transfer. I am picking 24 bottles of 500 mils from Lagos. Okay, this is 2 cartons and 6 bottles. Okay, and I'm not a robot. Sometimes they ask me to confirm, and then I click submit. Okay, once I click submit, it's done. It will count as part of my stockist activity for the month. It means out of my 100 PV minimum that I want to achieve, 24 is already locked in here. And as stockists, one of the things you need to begin to do and in engaging our team members and our downlines is help them realize you don't need to worry about being active or not active. You can sort out being active once and for all, and then drive yourself every month to achieve particular milestones that you set to achieve. Remember, the leagues are there to compete for. Remember, there are stockist promotions that are going on. There's stockist promotions for individuals. There's stockist promotions for team. Okay, the idea behind this is there's nothing stopping you from earning 5 million, 10 million naira a month, depending on the volume that is driven within your team. So you want to ensure that as much as possible is happening. So this multiple purchase Many stockists really don't know that this exists or how to use it. This is something you can use to help. If you have help 10 team members this way, you have already filled your quota for the month. Okay, it says when vacation has expired. So whatever it is I do, so that it doesn't show me a robot, I have to quickly click it and quickly submit, and then it's done. Now, I hope that's very, very clear. It's very simple to use. If there are any questions at all that you think is not clear, those who are watching me live can put those questions there so that I can answer them on behalf of those who are going to be watching us online as well. So that's how multiple months purchase works. I can buy for, if you look at the months, I can buy for as many as 60 months. So I can make sure that I'm active for the next 5 years. I can sell all the products this month, not worry about activity or being active or inactive again, and then do and drive my business on a monthly basis. And of course, the more team members we have who believe they can lock their position in for more months, the more you have people that are plugged in, and then on a monthly basis we can drive for the leagues together, we can drive for the other stockist values together, and we can grow our team. Of course, yesterday we talked about signups. Signups are very important. I think that's the most crucial part of the stockist responsibility, is helping new people get on board. And then for people that are on board, you can always help them, to do more as well. Now, the next one is purchase GMX Special. This is where the M10s are, where you can literally build your own PV. Now, before this, it was just GMX RPLs, GMX RPs, where you buy a bundle of products that the company mixes for you, and then you go and achieve what you want to achieve. Here, you can build your own PV. And it's very simple. It just basically says the company has a variety of products. You can say, I want 500 mils. I want 500 mils, 2 bottles, so I pick one. I want 400 mils, 8 bottles, I pick two because it's four that is there. I want reader 40. I want to be able to do a promo in my area. I want two of this, okay, so that I can get a box of 30 mils. Reader fire, if you can give me, two reader bottles, I just want one of that. Fat burner, I just want one of that, two of that. Cleanser, I need as much cleansers as my beaters. So for cleansers, I can say I want four of that. Okay. For my reader supplement, I have a few people who don't drink liquid, they just want capsules. I want one of that. For reader restore, every woman above the age of 40, as you're using your bitter and cleanser, you need to use restore. It's amazing what restore does. I just got some testimonies lately as well, and it's amazing. So restore is like your cleanser, for that woman who is above 40 and wants all the hormonal, issues restored. So you have diabetes, there's your hormones can carry by your blood, you need to restore. You have high blood pressure, you need to restore. So restore is turning out to be something that, every woman, is coming, maybe rebranded as every woman. So let's say I want two of that actually. So let's say, for example, I fix this. Okay, if I fix on this as the things that I want, um, it gives me an opportunity to what's happening with this here. I hope my internet is working appropriately. Okay, saying it must be a multiple of two. Okay, I think this is something that probably needs to look at it again as well. Okay, but not a problem. Let me reduce that. I think there's something here that needs to be fixed, and I'm just observing it myself here. Okay, good. So let's play with the examples of 2, 2, 2. So I want two of those. Let me want two of this as well to balance the equation. Let me want which one did I remove again? I want two of this as well to make the equation look good. So I do this request. It's interesting that nobody has picked it up and pushed this across, because I should be able to do one now with the way that it looks. Okay. So of course, there's an institution here that the PV must be a multiple of two. That means whatever I'm selecting, when I add it all together, it should give me two. Now, there's no reason why it won't give me two, because all of them are 2 PV anyways. So anything I pick really now should give me 2 PVs. So for the sake of illustration, I put all of this together. It's going to give me total 28 PV. It's going to cost me 125,000 naira. So if I pay the 125,000 naira, okay, paid, I fill my payment details, bank transfer to GT Bank, paid by Adeolu Akinyemi. That's the person that paid. And the comments are, I would like to pick all the products. Okay, I place my order. Once I place my order, let's place the order for this one. I place my order. He asked me, do you really want to place your order? I click OK. everything clears. I go to the top, it shows me stock purchase done successfully. In fact, this one is not, this one is on top, and in the middle here, it shows the two places done successfully. It's done. If we come to the back office here, and back office is for the people at the back office, you see it here. So I used Coachema's account, 125,000 naira. This is the product breakdown, the one that we selected together. Okay. And it gives this transaction, gives the amount I transferred. They come here and they say what it is, but it's a demo. So I come here and cancel it. As soon as I cancel it, it's canceled. Nothing else is here. It means every request that everybody has made has been done. Okay, every request that everybody requested has been sorted. There is nothing else left there to do. So this is an example of how it's done. This is where you build your own PV. So typically, on a regular basis, when I come to Stockist, I first of all do the purchases. So in a month, I can tell myself, you know what? Why can't I achieve 500 PV in a month? Why can't I do 1,000 PV in a month? I can. All I need to do is have a goal to grow my team that month. Okay, grow my team, grow a fresh team. Ladies and gentlemen, at the level we are now, where I'm sharing this training, we are grossly, inadequate in numbers. We have not gotten anything that looks exciting as numbers yet. So every distributor at this point can have a goal of increasing their own personal team, by 4 every month. In a year, that means your team wants to grow by 48. And they will bring their own team members. So if today we are, for example, about 10,000, there is nothing stopping us from being 100,000. In terms of the number of people who need our service, who need our products, who need our value, we can go ballistic with this. And where that opportunity lies is with the purchase stock for sign-ups and upgrades and the rest of them. So you buy a few there, it already satisfies. You go to the next level, which is purchase multiple months. You get a few people on that on a monthly basis as well. And then you go to special packs, you build PVs. When you do this, somebody wants to buy balm, somebody wants to buy bitters, somebody wants to buy one small thing or the other. This gives you the opportunity to be able to aggregate what you want to retail to them. And all of us have centers, all of us have access to people. If we have the goals, what is missing is the goals. And you set those goals when you choose what you want early on. My own perspective, for example, is before the 7th day of every month, every stockist should already have made their request based on the trends that they see. Okay, so it's trends. You analyze the trends, you analyze what is going to move in my team, and then you make it happen. Okay, so this is how the special purchase works. If there's any question you want to ask on behalf of those who are not here, you want to go ahead and ask those questions so that I can help. It can help our conversation and help make sure that other people can gain access to that as well. Okay, so any questions at all? I want to log something I've seen under the special GMX. Okay, good. So let's move to the next part of this, which is viewing e-pins. So once you make the requests, for example, your e-pins will come to a particular page. It's under the view e-pins page. So these are Stockist e-pins. Okay, and you'll see what is used and what is unused. Okay, you see them there. You see those used and unused e-pins. Now, if I want to use my e-pins, I can copy the codes from here and use my e-pins. Okay, if I want to assign e-pins, under assign e-pins, I can pick the username of someone that I want to assign to. So let's say, for example, I want to assign to Harvest. Let me see who's in the room that I can use their username. Somebody give me your username. Let me assign you an e-pin. Boom, good. So let's say, for example, let's search for member. Yes, Boomai is available. It shows me the key details of Boomai, a number, a name, my email, and I want to, assign an e-pin to her from the bouquet of e-pins that I have. So I cannot assign what I don't have. Okay. Um, so I come here and I say I want to assign to her a GMX M10. And I want to assign how many? One, two, one. Description for payment made to me. I can click here to assign. The voucher automatically goes into Brumai's back office the moment I do that. So I can basically assign. So when team members come to buy, when they want to use, I can also assign. It's not only GMS I can assign. I can also assign gold, silver. But typically with gold, silver, and all those kind of parts, what I want to use is basically just use it to sign them up directly. But if it's somebody who is the upline who is buying it on behalf of somebody they want to sign up, I can assign the vouchers to them and they can use it immediately. I think Green Mondays gives a lot of convenience of I can control the speed at which my business is growing. I can request for the voucher, I can get it assigned, I can utilize it immediately, I can utilize it later. But I want to encourage us, you want to do this, as quickly as possible. You don't want to do it later. You want to do it quickly. Okay, that's important. Okay. Now there's something so that's how you assign e-pins. So under assign e-pins, you can assign to anybody, whether in your team or not. Somebody asked a very interesting question. It says, how do we know what constitutes N10, the N10, S1, S2, S3? If you come to this page under purchase and you go to the base of it, okay? If you come to this page and you go to the base of it, you will get an idea of what constitutes it. So S1 is 7.5. What is 7.5? What you find at 7.5 is 500 minutes, 500 minutes. Okay. S2 is 9,000. That is 4 5 times 2. That's any of the variants, fire, cleanser, fat burner. That's S2. 11,000 S3. What consumes 11,000 is 5 times 2, which is the capsules. So the supplements. So that gives you an idea of GMX N10, S1, S2, S3. And then if it's not on this list, you can just use the GMX N10, to capture the value. But more importantly, rather than do all of this here, you can just go, you can know you have GMX RPL here, and then on the other page, you can go and do your special, on the special GMX purchase page. You can go and do the other GMXs appropriately. Okay. Now, under view e-pin, I wanted to show you something. So under the view e-pin site, I can view unused. I can view used. Okay, so I can see the e-pins that have been used and who they were used for, who they were assigned to. I can see all pins, all of those categories are there, used and unused, who used them, what. I can see the various pages. So there's next. There are plenty of pages there that can show you all the pins that have been used over time within that team. I think you have good data there in that space. So essentially, those are the key elements for today. We have covered, what have we covered? Purchase. We have covered purchase GMX for multiple months. And we have covered e-pins and the rest of them. Somebody's asking a very interesting question. How come BAMs attract no PVs? Let's check if that is correct. Do BAMs attract PVs or not? BAMs attract PVs. If you buy, so the BAMs have two kinds of BAMs. There's the 40 mils BAMs and there's the 20 mils BAM. And if you're doing the 20 mils BAMs, if you buy 40, it comes with 2 PV. If you buy 25 of the 40 mils BAMs, it comes with 2 PV as well. So the BAMs attract PVs. You just need to buy them in sufficient volume. Okay. Are there any other questions? I'd like to answer them. Question, good. Another person has a question. What does status active mean? And what does status active mean regarding the e-pins? Okay, let's look at that. Under e-pins, somebody says, what does it mean when the e-pin says active or inactive? So let's look at the used pins. It says active, active, active. So typically what you find with the e-pins is that it's active. When an e-pin is inactive, it means probably a mistake was made in sending that e-pin to that person, and then a complaint was made to admin that these e-pins were sent in error, or there's a mistake with them that they need to be deactivated. Okay, so it is If you see it as active, it means it's an active, functional, usable e-pin. If it looks as inactive, it means it has been deactivated. It cannot work, possibly because there was, somebody had complained about it, or things in that line. Okay. So when you see inactive, and on this particular page, I'm looking for inactive, I really can't find. That's possibly because there's been no complaints for any of the vouchers that have been sent to this account. Okay. Any other questions before we call it a day? Yes, very good question. Somebody's asking a question and saying the what's it called? Hand sanitizers, small and medium, are missing from the list. Let's go to that page. If special GMXs is missing hand sanitizers, small and medium, is because we're technically, discontinuing them from active active distribution, because the volume, the demands for them has dropped, and now it can be made to order. So those are products that stockists can also request for made to order, but it will not be at the back office, because it's pointless stocking and spending money on something that it's it was something that was bullish because of the trends. Everybody was on hand sanitizers and face masks and the rest of them. COVID-19 is gradually easing out, and that culture is gradually not as bullish as it was before. So it will be available or made to order. It's being discontinued from those pages as something that we want to just be hanging there. So that's why hand sanitizers is not going to be visible there anymore. Every GMX N10 attracts PV. Every GMX N10 attracts PV. The PV for every GMX N10 is 2 PV. Okay. If it's reading on the page as 0, it's because it just wants to capture that you are requesting for an N10 voucher. Generally, I think the best place to book for your N10 vouchers is on this page where it says build your own PV. And every N10 voucher is the same, and it has 2 PV. Okay. For the products that are not visible there, there are products that are not visible there, that may still be visible there. So the jury is out on a few of them. We'll see how all that works. So, because for example, we have hair cream, the big hair cream here. We don't have anything representing the small hair cream. But we'll look at some of those and see which one still needs to be in the mix and which one is not. Somebody is asking a question: what will give an upline 10 PV in one transaction? Okay, so what will give an upline 10 PV in one transaction? Let's see. Let's look at it together. So if I did, anybody who did a GMX RPL, a GMX RPL will give the upline 20 PV in one transaction. Okay, anybody who does, let's say for example, I do this bitters, 500 ml bitters. Let's say I buy 5 of them. Let's say I buy, let me see, what number do I want to buy? Let's say I buy 10. Let's say I buy 10 of this. If I buy 10 of this, it will give the upline 20 PV in that transaction. Okay. Let's erase that. Sorry, I have fact but I had 20. Let's erase that. Let's say for example, I do same thing here. I decide to do 5 of this. Something else has been done in serious volume. Okay, here. So if I do 5 of this, 250 mils, upline should get 10 PV because this is 10 PV. the value of PVs you find here that is requested here, if one person uses it, once one person uses that, the person should get 2 PV times 5, actually. So that's 10 PV. Where you find someone who will get 10 PV at a go, let's look at the purchase. I think the list under purchase there is bronze. If I do bronze, the upline should get 20 PV. So if the person what your downline did actually 10 PV at a go, maybe the person used an old voucher, one of the old vouchers has been discontinued that usually gave 10 PV. I think there was an old voucher like that. That's what's possible. But in the absence of that, maybe if the question is clearer, maybe this is not the place for to explore what could have happened there. You may need to give a lot more information so that I can look at and see what exactly the person do. Or if you have a particular case, we can look into that. Okay, any other questions, ladies and gentlemen, before we bring this particular session to a close? We've covered all the basics. The thing we're going to cover tomorrow is the rewards. How you can check your purchase history, see what you have bought before. All your orders are stocked here. Nothing is lost. Every order you have ever made shows somewhere in your back office. There are pages and pages and stacks of it that can show the order you're making, so I can have a look at what you have done as well and patch yourself on the back. And then, of course, your rewards, you can see how you're doing. We'll talk about the rewards tomorrow, the various levels of rewards that are possible for stockists. Let me see if I can open that page right away. Our internet here is okay. So while that is loading, let me just give you a sneak peek of that, because that's what we'll be discussing tomorrow. Good. So this can show you how are you doing today. So there are 3 levels of entries. There's personal purchase, there's team spend, and there's group spend. And we use the team spend to points and the group spends to points, so that you know. And of course, personal spend, we have points, and then we have the naira value as well, because we're giving awards for what people do individually. But for the group, it's in points, and you can have an idea of how many points you have and how is that going. And you can check that for not just the current period, you can check that from inception. Okay, you can check from inception and see how did I do last month, how did I do last year. So let's look at last year, for example. How did I do last year? So last year, it was all recorded in numbers. This person did personal of 317. The team spent about 7.9 million. Total was about 8.2. In the stockist pool, the person had shares of the stockist pool. The person also had one share of the stockist pool, 4 shares of the super stockist pool. So super stockist pool, the maximum number of shares you can have is 4. This person had 4 shares of the super stockist pool. And then in the elite stockist pool, the person had 1 share of the elite stockist pool as well. Meaning that in that particular month, the person will earn this amount plus this amount plus this amount. So that comes to about 100 and something thousand naira. The person will get 4 plus 12, 12 plus 6. The person will get 18 products of their choice, and they can choose between any of these variety of products as they want in that month. So this gives you an idea of what that looks like. We'll look at this in more detail tomorrow. We'll look at what the stockist rewards entail, what you need to do to feature in different spaces. We'll explain that more tomorrow. I think we can draw the curtains for this one today. In the absence of other questions, I want to say thank you to everybody who has showed up for today's training, making it easier for those who are going to watch it online to have a lot of value to learn from, based on your questions, based on your on your own redirections. So thank you very much, everybody, for showing up. This will be uploaded online and made available at the trainings, so that we can look at it. And let's start preparing for the exams, because as soon as we finish tomorrow, we'll be ready for the exams.